Hi, my name is Lee. Welcome to my channel Cola Flipper. I'm a UK eBay reseller. I buy second-hand items at car boot sales and charity shops, and I sell them online for a profit. I'm starting a little series of videos which hopefully it's going to help people understand how to increase their margins and make more money and learn about other categories that they may not always sell in. And I often have people asking how I know so much about such a wide random variety of items, and it's because I put some effort in and I research stuff so that when I go to a car boot sale I've got a good general understanding about an awful lot of areas, and that just puts me in a better position for picking up a lot of BOLOs. I'm only a part-timer. I've got a normal full-time day job, so I've only got about 10 hours a week to put towards reselling. And what that means is that I can't afford to waste my time on items that make £8 profit, £10 profit, £12 profit. I need to focus on items that are gonna, after all my fees and buying costs, need to make me around £20 profit each. Otherwise I just don't have the time to dedicate to it. So it is it's not always easy, and I don't always stick to that religiously, but it does make my life a little bit easier, because what I think last year I totted up at car boot sales, I spent something like £1,650 on buying costs at a car boot, and that's quite a lot considering I'm only doing this as a part-time gig. So I need to be a little bit more focused, because I ended up with a massive death pile that I'm still working through now. So we're now the end of March, and I'm still working through stuff even though we haven't had any car boot sales for 6 months now. So this season ongoing, I need to rein it in a little bit, make my buying a little bit more focused. And I know a lot of people are going to say, but you're leaving money on the table there. And I couldn't do this if I was a full-timer. But as a part-timer, I can really pick the very most profitable items, which should allow me to, so whether it makes me £10 profit, £20 profit, £40 profit, the same amount of effort goes in, and I've ended up with such a backlog, it makes sense to me to just go for the cream of the crop. So I'll show you how I learn about new categories, or not even just new categories I already sell in, but want to increase the amount of margin I make. So for example, I sell quite a lot in the way of shoes and clothing. That's my bread and butter income. But there are, for example, ladies' jeans. I'm always seeing piles and racks of ladies' jeans, whether it's in a car boot or at a charity shop. Yes, I'm familiar with most of the higher end brands, some of the higher end brands, but there are so many brands out there that I don't know. If I'm flicking through a rack of clothing as an example, how do I know which ones are the jeans that sell for £10, £30, £50, £100? And this is what I want to show you. This is how I would, every now and again, I'll pick a category and I'll go through it and I'll do a bit of research, and then mentally I've got that locked away, so that if I do see a brand that's familiar, I know that it's worth taking a punt on without having to walk away and check my phone there and then. So hopefully what I'm going to do, I've got my phone here, and I'm going to put a screen share, so put the screen up here so you can see exactly what I'm looking at and how I learn. So let's get this set up. This technique, it's not just for ladies' clothing, shoes, whatever else. You can use it for any category. So as an example, the other day I was thinking, right, I'm a little bit out of touch with gaming consoles and what games are valuable. I typically will walk past all the piles and piles of console games, like discs as in Wii games, because I don't know whether it's a £1.50 game, a £10 game, a £30 game, a £50 game. And I didn't really know how to learn about those other than watching a lot of the other resellers, and when they get a good sale, great, I've learned something there. Or look on Instagram and see what people have sold. And that's going to be very, very potluck up, and that's very just waiting for someone to spoon feed me information. So I thought, well, how can I do this? And so specifically, I thought I'd look up and do some research on Wii games, and it was using this exact same technique. And I was looking at, now I've got a series of games in my head that if I see them out and about in the wild, I know that they're £20 games, £30 games, £40 games. And it's about being proactive and investing some time in your education. Took me 15-20 minutes, and now I'm going in with knowledge. So we're going to have a look at ladies jeans as an example. So just going to set up the screen share. So for me, I want to make £20+ profit. So what I really want to do is find jeans that are selling for £30-35 and above. So to give you an idea, let's say I had a £30 pair of jeans. That's what I sold them for example, is my final sale price, times 0.85 to take off 15% to account for fees, etc. That leaves me with £25.50. So I know that I need to be spending less than £4.50 on a pair of jeans, sorry, £5.50, if I want to make my £20 profit. Knock that up a little bit. Let's say £35 is my final sale price, times 0.85. That leaves me with £29.75, knock off my £20. Got a little bit more leeway. I'm now looking at, I could spend up to say £9.75 and still make decent margin. So that's why I tend to look at the higher end brands than I do at your normal high street type brands. So let's go and have a quick research. Won't take too long. So going into my eBay, jeans. I'll look at under women's clothing. Now, let's have a look. What I want to do is look for sold items. I want to go to condition, a filter for used, and that's going to give me everything that's sold. This is in date order, but I don't want it in date order. Actually no, I do want it in date order, but I don't want everything that's sold, because I don't give a monkeys about stuff that's sold for £3, £6, £10. So we're going to do a filter, and I'm going to filter for price, and I want to look for anything that's sold for say £35 as a minimum to, let's say, £75. Now you could say, why have I only looked for £35 to £75 and not just gone £35 minimum to hundreds? I'd like to break down the price categories, so I might look at say £35 to 60, 70, £75, and then later on I'll do the same search for 75 to 200, and it lets me see, is there a pattern to the two different price categories. So I might find that there's certain brands that come up more for £35 to £75, and then there's other brands that are bigger bolos because they're worth more. So let's have a quick look at 35 to 75. So our filters are used jeans in clothes, shoes and accessories under women. Let's have a look. So let's see if we've got any patterns. You're going to get a lot of standard things on there. So you're going to get stuff like your 501s, but your Levi's. But it's sometimes worth looking at what different cut. So is it a 712, is it a 501, etc. So Levi's, and they're going for 35, 37. Then we've got a company called Frame. I didn't know much about Frame. I did have a little bit of a look at them recently. So these are Frame ladies jeans. Someone took an offer. They're at £45, and they went on bid. So one bidder. I did have a look. Frame jeans can be up to £200 new. So I didn't know about Frame. If I'd have been in a charity shop or a car boot sale and I'd seen Frame jeans, I could have just flicked by them because of that non-familiarity. And the whole idea of doing this research is to build up a familiarity with the brands that make higher margins. I'm putting in the same amount of work and spending the same amount of time at a car boot sale or charity shop, but having that knowledge beforehand gives me a better chance of picking up better items and making more money for the same effort. If I'm going to be somewhere for 2 hours, I'm going to be there 2 hours whatever happens. But if I'm seeing more quality items that I may have missed previously, that is going to end up benefiting my wallet. So what else have we got? Vintage Levi's, vintage Levi's, vintage Levi's. So quite a lot of vintage Levi's. We've got one, the current Elliot, never heard of those. So they're £43. Let's have a quick look at those. 43 quid, and that was 5 bids, so that's worth investigating. So for example, if there's a brand like that, never heard of them, I will jot that down, and then later on I'll go and Google, I'll have a look on their website, see what the prices are. I might then go and do a deep dive on current Elliot jeans to see what sort of price ranges they sell for. Vintage Levi's, River Island jeans at £44. That surprises me. It's a high street brand. I typically wouldn't bother picking up, because I'm trying to pick up the higher margin stuff. Tend to walk straight by your Top Shops and your River Islands and that sort of stuff. And these 25 bids. Now it's a high-waisted skinny jean. It's called the Molly style, or that's the particular style of this one. Yeah, £44. Now, whether or not it's easy to see out in the street, whether it's the Molly, I don't know. But I now know that certain cuts of a River Island jean may be worth more money. Levi's, All Saints, what else we got? Levi's. So we know there's a lot of Levi's in there. Tommy Hilfiger distressed jeans, £62. Interesting. That went 25 bids, but they're a jegging style one, so that makes me think, right, I need to think about that. I've struggled with Tommy jeans before, but that's opened my eyes, so maybe I should look at, later on I could do a deep dive on Tommy Hilfiger jeans and see, is there variety? Is it that it's the skinny jeggings that are going for £40 and above, and it's their other cuts that aren't? And this is how you learn, so that you can make better buying decisions and therefore give yourself a better chance. Levi's, Totem, never heard of them. Toteme, Totem Original Blue. Bids, 1 bid, never heard of them. Think I need to have a look at those at some point. YMC, don't know those. Hyatt is a Welsh jean manufacturer, really high quality denim. I think they do selvage denim as well. So these are a pair of Hyatt Coda jeans, size 32, went for £50 in the end. Yeah, have a look at Hyatt, really good. They're quite an ethical brand as well. If you ever see Hyatt jeans out and about, well worth picking up if you can get them at a sensible price. And here you can see they're selling for 50 odd quid. Well, it said 50 and then someone's taken an offer. Don't know those. Jigsaw, okay, so Jigsaw is a brand that I know of. 50 odd pounds for those. How's that gone? 9 bids. So Jigsaw jeans, and they've gone, and 9 bids shows that that's an item that people are looking for and willing to fight over. Evisu jeans, £38. Evisu, brilliant Japanese brand. 501s. Now I've seen this a few times. Whilst we've seen quite a few of the Levi's, here you got one which is Levi ribcage. So I'm assuming that's some sort of a certain cut, because that's not something I'm aware of. And I'm sure I've seen, again, look, you're straight below. So 35 quid for Levi ribcage. Got another one for £41 Levi ribcage. So now that makes me think I need to now have a look and do a separate search for Levi ribcage, see the different range of prices that they go for. Wrangler, Finisterre. I don't know anything about Finisterre. Let's have a look. See, that's sort of, this is what one of the other things is, you have to do a little bit of checking. You can't just always rely on the first page. When I looked at that from the outside, it's £35 sale. Click into it and it shows it was actually a £20 sale. I don't give a monkey's about a £20 sale. That's not for me. So you can't always take, it's not infallible, but it gives you a starting point. Another pair of Levi's ribcage. I now know, I've seen 3 lots of Levi ribcage going for over 35 quid. I need to do a little bit of digging and learn about Levi ribcage. So there's an awful lot of Levi's. True Religion, fantastic brand. £41 these went for. And that was 17 bids. People will fight over that. So I'd hope most people know about True Religion jeans, but they're a definite brand to look out for. More Levi's. Sea Salt, as I guess it's a good high street brand. Size 14. 11 bids, so people will fight over Sea Salt as well. More True Religion. 7 for All Mankind, another good brand. £46 they went for. More Finisterre. Okay, now we didn't have a proper price on the previous ones. These went for 38. Is that right? Yes, they went for 38. 7 bids, so people are fighting over them. Saint Laurent. More Hyatt jeans. And these ones are selvage. More Levi Ribcage. Akai, don't know about Akai. ACAI thermal skinny jeans. £37. Let's have a look at these. 12 bids. People are fighting over them. Know nothing about this brand, but on their website, £90 for a pair of jeans, so worth keeping an eye out for. And this is basically what I do. I'll go and spend 20 minutes looking at a category and learning about it. So, for example, so here we've just done jeans, but I might start looking at men's jumpers and women's jumpers, or I might look at men's trainers. And this is how you can build up a good knowledge base, a pattern, by spending a bit of time doing a deep dive on a specific area, rather than just passively seeing what everyone else is picking up and do they make money, and looking at sold videos. Take a positive step, do something yourself, think about areas that you want to learn more about. So that's just a very brief example. As I said, I looked at Wii games the other day and started having a look at what sells at certain categories. What we started looking at there was jeans at around the £35 to £75 price mark. But let's switch that up a bit. Let's quickly look at, okay, what jeans go for £100 plus. Same women's jeans, so now we're looking at a company called Wise, never heard of those. Evisu, Fendi, more Fendi. And we've also got some heritage jeans, some vintage Levi's. Margaret Howell, I sold a Margaret Howell jumper for 90 quid before. Brilliant designer. Again, you can't always rely on it. It's showing £100 on the sold. You click into it and they went for 70. It's still fantastic, don't get me wrong. If you can sell a pair of jeans at 70 quid, that's great. But it just shows you can see there's a different brands at that next category, and it's getting that into your head that learn the categories and what sells for what money. J brand, Von Dutch, Vintage Ed Hardy, more Von Dutch, Moschino, sorry, not Moschino, Moschino. More Evisu, a couple of J brands we've seen there, another pair of Frame, another pair of Wise, more Evisu, Vivian Westwood, Evisu, Von Dutch. So I'll stop it at that, but that gives you an idea of how I learn about an area. I'm going to set this up as like a regular learning with me sort of a session. So I've reached out to a couple of people and just asked what category or what area do you want to improve your knowledge on for this coming car boot season. And I've had some feedback from the individuals. They've given me ideas of what they want to learn about. I want to learn about them too. So what I'm going to do the same as I've just done here with the jeans. I'm going to set up what I'm searching through, talk through it, and hopefully it will help me learn about a new category, and you can learn along with me. So if you've got any suggestions on any specific categories that you want, so don't just say clothing, that's way too wide, but if you were looking at, say, I want to learn about women's jeans or men's jeans or men's formal shoes or women's boots or watches or Wii games, PS3 and PS4 games, whatever, if it's a small category, it's something that we can look through and break down the categories. You don't have to wait for me to do it. go knock yourself out, go for it, go and research it, and start getting the ball rolling on improving your own habits for sourcing. I'm going to do this little series anyway. Hopefully you'll come along and join me, and we can learn together. So yeah, I just wanted to introduce you to this idea I thought I'd do, and hopefully it will help me widen my knowledge even more, and it will help you learn about new areas that you may not necessarily have thought about, or give you more of a deep dive so that you can make better decisions. Making money isn't about what you're selling it for, it's about getting the right items at the right price and having that knowledge that you can go in and think, oh, that sounds quite expensive, but actually I know I can sell that for £300, so I will buy that for £50. There are times at a car boot sale when someone is asking a lot of money for something, and that puts people off. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not spending £25 on a pair of jeans. If you know that pair of jeans can go for 120 quid, all day long I'm paying 20 quid, 30 quid for it. So it's about having that knowledge to give you the confidence to make good buying decisions, which will in turn help you make more money for no more effort than you're already putting in. It's about just adding a little bit to knowledge bank, and going from there. So thank you for watching this. Hopefully that's given you a bit more of an idea about how my brain works, and hopefully we can do a little bit of learning together. So please follow along over the coming weeks. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, it does help me, and whack a comment in if there's any particular area that you would like me to have a look at, and I'll stick it on the list. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and otherwise enjoy yourselves, and I shall see you next time. Take care.